Well, how's it going, everyone? It's your boy Big D here. It's time to review a new superhero movie, obviously, that everyone's been loving. Sarcasm. That is the third superhero movie to hit in 2015. It's the last superhero movie to end 2015 as of. There's only 3 movies: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and now this one. This movie stars Miles Teller. Yes. Kate Mara. Yes. Michael B. Jordan. Yes. And also Jamie Bell. Yes, fantastic cast. Even Tim Blake Nelson. And this movie is directed by Josh Trank. He directed Chronicle. Josh Trank, it's directed by him. Let's put the rumors aside about if he showed up to set drunk and all that. We're not talking about this here. This is a non-spoiler review. I will be doing a spoiler review in a podcast, on my Marvel podcast, very soon. These coming weeks. But spoiler review will be coming very soon in the next couple days. This is a non-spoiler review for the cult classic. It's not a cult classic at all, but it's going to be in a cult following soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my non-spoiler review for Fantastic Four. Alright, let's get right to it. Pros and cons, and I'll tell you whether or not it's worth watching. First off, I went in high expectations on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock, the first showing ever in my theater. And putting it on there, walked in, put the ticket first in line, and I was ready to go. Me and my friend David Collins, man, cool cat. We arrived there super early. And it was not busy. I thought the tickets at 7 o'clock. It started at 8. So I arrived there at 5:30. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we waited and everything. We got in. Anyway, let's get right to the movie. Very packed in there, and everyone kept on saying, "This movie's gonna suck." And I was kind of with it. I was just playing around. I support this movie before I saw the movie, and then I was like, "Yeah, it's not gonna suck." And everyone's like, "Oh man." So anyway, let's get right to it. I'm gonna get started with the pros first, and then get to the cons. So these are the positives of the Fantastic Four movie reboot. You think you could stop the MCU? You're just a reboot. Anyway, the cast itself, Miles Teller, dude, in some scenes in this movie, he literally brings his all. Jamie Bell, who plays the Thing, Reed, help me. Literally, his voiceover work, and I don't know if he did the motion capture for the Thing, but if he did, dude, hey, salute to Jamie Bell, man. Jamie Bell's a freaking awesome actor. Kate Mara, I like her in movies, but just herself in this movie, I felt like she didn't bring it all. I felt like she was just kind of there. Like, really, I'll get to my cons also, but Michael B. Jordan also. I felt like he was in the movie, but he just wasn't all there. But for sure, Miles Teller and Jamie Bell are the ones that really... More Miles Teller, but the cast itself, they're good. They're good. Nothing wrong with the cast itself, man. This is where people are going to start to get lost here, if you've seen the movie. But if you haven't, the effects of the movie. That's a pro. 70% of the effects I really enjoyed. This is my personal opinion here. Now, some of the effects didn't work. That's the cons. But the effects in this movie, like the Thing, he looks beautifully done. Very beautifully rendered and everything. And also there's some effects like Mr. Fantastic stretching. Some of those effects worked. And honestly, I enjoyed it. I loved the Thing. Jamie Bell, his portrayal of the Thing, I loved it. It's clobbering time. Seriously, it was awesome. The Thing itself, he really does a few jokes every now and then. Not really. He's more of the tough guy, like, let's do this. And he goes right to it. But I love Jamie Bell's portrayal of the Thing. That's all I'm saying, is that he's awesome in this movie. And he adds a real intense moment to it. It's really horror. Like, it's realistic in a way where you feel like if this guy becomes the Thing, well, there goes his life. Bye having kids and having fun. That's it for you, man. So it sucks for him, but still, it's very horrific the way it happens to him and everything. Doom's appearance. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but Toby Cobell's appearance, the way Dr. Doom looks, I enjoy it. Go ahead and hate. Because last thing I checked, it's my personal opinion. I love Doom's appearance. Go figure. I just enjoy it. We already saw Dr. Doom the original way, and people said, what is that, a garbage bag over his head? That was... I don't actually remember what it was. It was like a cloth that he had. But still, I love the hood that he has in this movie, and he walks in. He's so savage. Victor, you can stop all of this. There is no Victor. There is only Doom. Seriously, I love Doom's appearance, man. If you hate it, well, that's you. But for me, I love his look. It's new. I've never read the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics, so I don't have to be like, I'm looking for something entertaining. I'm not here like, oh, right from the source material. I hope it's right from the comic book itself, the pages. We have other comic books doing that, comic book movies doing that. Let's just enjoy this one. Doom's appearance for me, it was good, not great. Just, he looked badass. And the way he walks down the hallway and getting shot at and everything, it looks really cool. The outfits. I'm going to get a lot of hate also. I love the Fantastic Four outfits in this movie. I love it. I love Miles Teller's outfit, the rings and everything. And I get it. People are like, it looks like shit. The guy made it out himself. What do you expect? I mean, it's an origin story. Spider-Man, didn't he just start off with like, Spider-Man didn't start off with, his official costume. It's an origins. They start off with something small. And it's more realistic take on it. I don't think Fantastic Four will wear fours on their chest the first time they get together. No, it's an origin story, man. Give it time. Stop hating on that. I love the outfits in this movie and Miles Teller's in general and the rings and everything. I enjoy that concept. I'm not a hater on that, man. I really do enjoy it so much. Miles Teller himself, I think he did a fantastic job. He's the one that really stole the show there. Definitely enjoyed him, man. I love the ending. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very cliched ending in many ways. But for me, I'm the only one who clapped in my theater at the end. It's not a good movie, but at the end I'll tell you why I clapped. Now, anyway, the ending. I love the young Reed and Ben scenes, Ben Grimm. The reason they showed those young scenes is to give us an emotional connection and show us how far Ben and Reed have gone from, like 5th graders to now like exiting high school stuff or going to college, that type of thing. Like it shows their journey. And I really do enjoy those scenes, man. It's not that long. The beginning, like first 30, 40 minutes, fine. It's a fine movie, man. Nothing wrong. When they're all human before they get their powers and everything, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that, man. The direction of this movie itself, I'm talking about the camera angles. The way, there are some shots in here that I really do enjoy, especially with the Fantastic Four, and then the beam, and they're looking like that. I love it, and I love the way Miles Teller, like when he walks into a room and the camera's behind him, and like the way he walks, you feel like he's a superhero. You feel like this guy's pretty badass, man. I mean, he can stretch his arms, and jump around and everything. Are you kidding me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have an imagination here, for real, man. I love the directing in this. Josh Trank himself, it's not his fault. Part of it probably, but not 100% his fault. Honestly, I'll get to the cons, but the writing is the main problem. We'll get to that in a second. Notice I haven't said action scenes. Franklin Storm, the actor who plays Franklin Storm, and his voice. You gotta love the Franklin Storm voice. I need you to protect my daughter, Sue. Trust me. We will make it. We will get our world back. Just all that. I was just doing quotes there. But seriously, Franklin Storm, he's awesome. At first he was annoying. Like I was like, God, this guy's going to get totally annoying. But by a certain point in the movie, I got used to him. And I'm like, actually, this guy's putting his all towards his son, Michael B. Jordan, Johnny Storm. And he's like, God damn it, son. You need to stop. Like, he really did some emotional things there. And I was like, holy crap, this guy's... It wants to be a serious movie, yet there's problems. I'll get to the... Oh, there's a lot of problems more than positive stuff. But Franklin Storm himself, man, great actor. Great actor. He... Some over-the-top things, but overall, him and Miles Teller really brought their A game. There's some intense scenes in here. Some intense scenes where my heart starts to beat during them. And it feels like this movie does feel like it was made for 3D. It does feel like some of the stuff were actually made for 3D. It would have been really amazing to see in 3D, except they cut it to 2D after that. But there are a few intense scenes, especially with the Thing. Now to the cons. Those were the pros, ladies and gentlemen. Those were all my pros. Now to the cons. The action in here. Oh my god. Now it's time to rant. The action. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna get much into it, but let me just tell you. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I'm just gonna tell you. There's one huge action scene in this movie, and that's the final battle. Last thing I checked, over the past 10 years, superhero movies have 3 or 4 battles. Not one battle. Not one huge battle. This movie is an hour and 45 minutes. Let me get something straight here. The choreography in this action scenes are shit. The final boss battle was boring. Terminator Genesis had a better boss battle than that. Let me just point it out for you. I'm not going to try to spoil much, but you could get the gist. Here's Dr. Doom. Here's Mr. Fantastic. And here's Dr. Doom. Oh, haha. Oh, he doesn't see the thing. It's clobbering time. Oh, no. Oh, there's the boss battle. Woohoo. Oh my gosh. So cool. Literally, that was it. There's a few action scenes, like with Miles Teller doing some things, fighting some guys, and that's it. The action in here is horrible. Not the effects. None of the effects are, like I told you, some effects are, those are the cons, but the pros, there are a few good effects in here where, not like, oh my god, the best effects of the, but for the movie, I'm like, pretty cool. But the action in here and the choreography, god damn it. God, who choreographed the action scenes? I could write better action scenes than that. You could write better action scenes than that. God damn. Next up, I'm just going to say, there's a few meaningless deaths. A character dies in this movie. There's no emotion in there at all. You really don't, you're just like, oh man, oh. Can you just fight this guy already? Come on. You literally feel like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. We get it. The origin story happens, but when you have an hour and 40 minutes, that's like 30, 40 minutes less than Ant-Man. What are you doing? This movie could have gone on, if it was a good movie, could have gone on for 2 hours and 25 minutes. I wouldn't have no problem with that. It could have gone on and actually had multiple battles. But no, they wasted their time. So a few meaningless deaths. The dialogue in here, it felt like a 12-year-old wrote the dialogue. Basic talking, like, nothing is new. It's just basic dialogue, like, some scenes are good dialogue, but most of the scenes are like basic dialogue. Hi, how are you? Oh, I'm doing good. How about you? Oh, thanks for asking. I'm doing great. How's your day? My day's good. Oh, really? What's going... Like, it felt like that dialogue. And some dialogue made me go, what the... I'm a writer, and I write my own movie script. I could write better dialogue than this. It felt like an amateur wrote this. I don't know if Josh Trank wrote the script. If Simon Kinberg wrote that script, and he wrote X-Men Days of Future Past, what happened? Days of Future Past, this is my favorite superhero movie, one of my favorite, it's like an A man, A-. The writing in this movie? What happened? The dialogue is so, gosh. I'm not gonna even get into it, man. The dialogue is, There's one action scene again. That's a big con. One main action scene. And most of the deleted scenes are in the trailer. They don't even show the good stuff, like Mr. Fantastic on the ground and like, that's not even shown or anything like that. Or the Thing going, none of that. So, whatever. Also, it focuses on Reed too much. I know Reed, we see him when he's a kid and everything, but literally, we see more Miles Teller than we see Michael B. Jordan, the Human Torch, or Kate Mara, Invisible Woman. We see more of Richard than Jamie Bell. I mean, we see more Mr. Fantastic than anybody else. It's supposed to be about the Fantastic Four. And we don't get to see... They're not equally on screen as much as Miles Teller. I love Miles Teller, man, but I'm saying not all of them get equal screen time. Again, Michael B. Jordan's in this movie, but by the end of the movie, you're like, what did he do in this movie? What did he really do in this movie? He felt like... I don't know. And I'm not saying the acting was fine. I'm just saying what happened. Toby Cobell, who plays Victor Von Doom, he was good too, but they misused him. I said Doom's appearance was good. I never said Doom was good. That's the other thing. Victor Von Doom in here. He's the worst villain ever in this fucking superhero movie of a year, man. Ultron. I didn't even like Ultron that much, the villain. He was better. Yellow Jacket was a better villain. This is Doom. Walking. Making people like, oh. And like, don't follow me, Reed. I'm building a new world. It's kind of like, wait, what? That's the other thing. Doom sucked, and the villain's plot. What's the motives behind Victor Von Doom? What? Why are you doing what you're doing? Gosh, man. The writing. It's not the cast fault. It's the writing of this movie. There's a time jump in here. Literally, a scene goes down and then it's 1 year later and you're like, wait, what? What? Next thing you know, the thing is working for the government and everything. You're like, wait, this ain't the Fantastic Four right now. Also, some of the jokes didn't work for me, honestly. And also, some of the effects, like I said, some of the effects didn't work. Now, I'm going to give you my score and then I'm going to tell you in-depth things real quick. I'm going to give the Fantastic Four, the reboot, a C-, a 7.10 out of a 10. Let me get into this. I give it a 7.10 out of a 10, but honestly, when I got it's a 6 out of a 10. But it's more of a C-, D type of thing. It's not total shit. It's not. You heard my pros. You heard my cons. Let me tell you. I was the only one who clapped at the end of the movie, and somebody kicked my chair behind me. You know how rude that is? I'm not a hater on the cast. The cast, fine. They did a great job. If the rights go back to Marvel, I highly doubt that. But if it does, bring back the cast. They're perfectly fine. No hate has to be done on the cast. People booed at the end of it. I'm pretty sure they booed at your screening too. I'm pretty sure you booed at it. It's not the worst movie I've seen. Even my friend David Collins said, that's a terrible... He said it's a terrible movie. It's not a terrible movie to me. Spider-Man 3 is a worse movie than this. Is it the worst superhero movie of 2015? Yeah, it is. There's only 3 movies. It's at the bottom. But is it the worst thing in the world? Is it the worst movie of 2015? No, it's not. Is it worth watching? Yes. On DVD rental. Not in theaters. Is it still worth watching in general? Yes, DVD. There, I said it. You don't have to... It's not as bad as everyone's saying. It's watchable. It's watchable. Do I want to see a sequel to this movie? Yes. I have the balls to say it. Yes, I want to see a sequel to this movie. Do I feel like it's not going to get a sequel? I feel like everything's fucked because the way people responded to it. It's the writing. The cast itself did a fine damn job. It's the writing in general, the action, the directing wise, the camera angles, all that, the whole thing like that. I think 20th Century Fox kind of pushed Josh Trank to the side and was like, we're going to take over this. And, you know, because it's our property, blah, blah, blah. We just need you to be here and have a director title. And then they just did that. Wherever the Fantastic Four shows up next, they better have the same cast. That's all I'm saying. People out there better not have ruined Miles Teller and them coming back. They better come back. Wherever they go next. I don't know. Is this movie as bad as everyone says? It depends on how you look at it. Like I said, it is the worst movie of 2015, of superhero movies. But it's not the worst movie ever. Batman and Robin, shitty movie. Spider-Man 3, shitty movie. Green Lantern is a shitty movie than this one. This movie, it's okay to me. I clapped because they tried. The cast, they tried. I enjoyed parts of it. I'm not gonna lie. I was entertained. That's just me. Comment down below. Let me know what do you think about the Fantastic Four review. I'm pretty sure a lot of you disagree with me, but I'm not afraid to say it. It was an okay movie. It's a C-, and I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray day one. You know why? Because either way, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell did a better fucking job than the other Fantastic Four movies ever can. Remember when Reed Richards was dancing with the two ladies? Oh, and then Jessica Alba sees... Way better. Way better. In my opinion. I grew up to those Fantastic Four movies too. Michael Chiklis. Hey, I'm not saying that Michael Chiklis is bad or anything. Way better. Close to realistic in this movie. As realistic as can get. C- for Fantastic Four. Thank you so much for watching. I hope all of you enjoyed, guys. I'll see you all for the next one. Next superhero movie to come out, by the way, Deadpool in February. May the Spock be with you always.